What could you do in a works car with works backup, you think, Frank?
Take it handy and win every rally around.
Bertie Fisher and Andrew Nesbitt have made the 1999 event a classic, as we have already said. Never has so much been provided for so many by so few.
The proudest time in the seat of a rally car, because that day and that hour and those minutes, I got the bit between my teeth. You know, I really stood up and was counted and said, this is not getting away. I remember when we pulled on our helmets and Donald says to me, what are we doing? I said, we're going for gold, Barrett.
Welcome along to Crunching Gears. This is a special bonus episode where we catch up with Jon Armstrong, William Creighton and Josh McErlean after the superb achievements that these guys achieved in last weekend's JWRC Rally Croatia and also the Olympus Rally in America. They've shown that Ireland is a force to be reckoned with on the rally and world stage, and it was just a superb result by the three guys. I started off by asking Jon how he felt his week went.
Yeah, it was a crazy week, to be honest. Didn't really know what to expect going out there and racing against the best two-wheel drive drivers in the world in junior level. So yeah, fantastic to win. Just tried to settle into that type of rallying again and get into a good rhythm. And once we started to get a good feeling, the times weren't too far away, and yeah, just went faster, and eventually it was enough for the win, and tried to control it then once we had a bit of a gap. But yeah, it's easier said than done, but yeah, we managed to do it, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, and even like the reggae, they would say after being away from the sport for so long, even that would probably, it's all alien to you again. Getting back into that, it would probably take a wee while and be very tiring, long days for it as well.
Yeah, the recce was quite tough in Croatia. You know, some of the stages were like really far away from each other, and yeah, like you said, being away from that level of rallying for such a long time, it was quite stressful, to be honest. But yeah, I just put in as much work as I could and done DVD work in the evenings, and also when it probably shouldn't have been, but it was worth doing it to try and get a bit more performance. But on the rally, yeah, everything seemed to work with the notes pretty well. So yeah, I'm happy with the notes we made, and like, you know, I think you always feel like you could have a corner here or there done a bit better, but as long as a whole everything's really good, then yeah, you have to be pleased.
Yeah, and your new co-driver Phil Hall stepped up to the mark and settled in really well by the look of things.
Yeah, the relationship is going really well, to be honest. We developed it over the rally week, and you know, even in the first couple of stages, we were having like pretty much a debrief on the road sections after the stages, just trying to figure out what we can improve, and we did improve over the course of the rally. So I think that showed too in the performance on the stage time. So yeah, really impressed with how it all went. So looking forward to future rallies working with Phil too. I think it'll be really good.
Excellent. And Josh, again, superb performance in America at the Olympus Rally. Very controlled maybe by yourself. Like, I don't think you're outside the top 5 stage times over the 2 days. Fantastic performance.
Yeah, it was something different to go out to America and experience the roads out there and the nature of the rally. It was quite difficult actually after the recce. We done it in bone dry, and the dust you could hardly see in front of you, and we went into the rally and it was full wet, and yeah, I didn't expect it to be so slippy in places. It was quite hard to get used to that, and we probably weren't in the safe tire option, the harder of the 2 tires we had, and to prevent the risk of a puncture was the main reason. But Yeah, then in the stage 7, I think we had a service before it, and we went in the softer tire to see what we could do on it. And yeah, I think it played its part in getting the stage winning wildcat.
Yeah, and the Subarus, would they be more or less equivalent to a world car here? They're obviously a big jump up from the R5 category anyway.
Yeah, I think they're quite a big step. I think they're around 400 brake, and they're real lightweight. It's basically a space frame with a Subaru body on it. So yeah, it was good to beat them in the stages, and I think it maybe shocked them a little, but yeah, they had the speed in the other stages to get their legs open. So yeah, we had no chance there.
And William, again, fantastic performance in your first time in the JWRC. Was it an enjoyable weekend for yourself, or an enjoyable week, I should say, really?
Yeah, it was at parts right in the middle of it. It's hard to enjoy it because it was so tricky. But yeah, already, looking back on it now, and once we got bedded in and I sort of understood how everything works. Yeah, it was really enjoyable, and a week I'll never forget. But like John said, the recce was so tough. Long days, a lot of road miles, and then trying to get home, to the hotel and get some dinner, and then straight up to the room to try and do as much work on the DVD. So yeah, they wouldn't be the most sociable rallies, but yeah, no, it was a really tough week, but one that I really enjoyed, and yeah, I'll definitely never forget it.
Yeah, and to step up to that level, you've done Rally GB before, but everyone's different, different car, different team. The way the academy is structured and all, you just get like a day in the classroom as such. All is really beneficial for yourself stepping up to that level as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was really impressed by the whole event, and with M Sport, it was really professional. And I suppose it should be. It's the world level. So yeah, we spent a day on Monday with M Sport and ran through everything with the car and how the championship works, and how to talk with Pirelli and a media talk as well. So yeah, that sort of training was definitely worthwhile and set you up well for the season. But yeah, definitely, I was just seriously impressed with how professional this level is, and it's tough, but it's really, really enjoyable.
And it's where you want to be, isn't it? So
yeah, whenever you're mixing it with these guys, here, as John said, the quickest drivers in a front wheel drive car, it's just going to bring you on, and you take notes from how other people do things, and you're just trying to constantly improve, especially with it being our first year. So yeah, learned a lot during the week and loads to work on now before Portugal.
Cool. And John, we alluded to in the previous podcast, you haven't done much rally in the last couple of years, but to step in at that level again, was there a worry in the back of your head that did you feel, am I ready for this? Well, have I still got it? Is all that come through your head when you were sitting on that start line?
Definitely, for sure. It's funny, because you can do as much rallying as you want, but once you step away from it for a long time, you always have those, doubts in the back of your mind, like, can I still do it? How hard is it going to be to get back to that sort of pace again? But yeah, I think you don't really. You always remember how to do it. Like, it's strange, but it just comes back to you. And yeah, I think we were just sort of taking it easy enough in the first day, and then day 2 we were still just sort of tipping around, seeing what we could do. We were in the top 3, and we just want to sort of keep in that area. But once I seen Koshi had given himself a puncher and pulled over on that stage, then I knew I was fighting for the lead at that point. So I just put my foot down on that stage, and that's when we took a lot of time at everyone. So yeah, I think you certainly remember all the experience that you've had in previous rally, and that really helped me. And then going into Sunday, I knew I couldn't be caught sleeping in the morning, because 25k stage is very easy to lose a second a kilometer if you're taking it too easy. So yeah, I was really happy with the job we done that morning. You know, we took time out of our nearest competitors on the overall timesheet in the morning. So yeah, I mean, I was surprised that I was able to win it, but at the same time, I've been trying to work hard on whenever I have came back to do a good job, and seems to have paid off.
Yeah, I think that Saturday afternoon, like it just seemed to. You talked about getting your mojo back. I seen in the interview, like it just seemed to click. There was 2 stages. You went from 4th to leading. Like, yes, one of the guys got a puncture, but like the times were just phenomenal. It was fantastic to watch for us back home here watching it online.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to pick your battles too. I think when those championships, and I didn't feel like I was comfortable pushing probably as hard as what I could. But as William was saying, stages were very, very tricky, very dirty, and so much gravel and mud and surface changes. There's one type of surface there that's just like ice, no matter whether it's dry or wet. You just have no grip on it, and it's so alien. Because we come from Ireland, where it's wet and slippery or whatever, but this was totally different. So yeah, it's just very tricky, but I tried to push on stages where I felt I was comfortable, and on the ones I wasn't comfortable, I would just try and get through at a reasonable pace without taking too many risks. So the strategy we went with seemed to work in the long run. So yeah, really, really happy.
Yeah. And there's the helicopter shot of you going along, and it's open winding or open bends, and the speed of them wee Fiestas along that, phenomenal, fantastic to watch. The helicopter couldn't keep up with you. Like that just shows the speed you guys are carrying.
Definitely, it was a bit of a shock to system how quick everyone was going, and there's very quick guys in the championship that they're familiar with the car, and they're very professional in their approach too. So, but the car itself, the Rally 4 Fiesta, is really, really great. It's nothing like the old R2 cars. It's probably more like a DS3 R3. It's so quick once you get it up and going, and it just it feels proper rapid. So yeah, I enjoyed driving it probably on the more smooth and flowing stages where you have a bit more room to play with the car. I think that's where we had the better times. And then on the more narrow, dirty stuff, it was a little bit more tricky, just because you got so much torque with that engine. You have to be careful with how you use your throttle inputs. But yeah, no, it's a fantastic car. I was really surprised by it, and it's a joy to drive.
Excellent. And Josh, we spoke there about the Subarus and all. Like, to be competing against Ken Block and Pastrana and these guys, and to beat them, like, fantastic for you. This must have really built up your confidence last weekend.
Yeah, racing these boys, and yeah, you've been growing up looking at them and doing Gymkhana, and they're superstars as such. And then to talk to them at the end of the stages and get on with them is, it was quite surreal. To race them as well and beat them on the stage was, I think Pastrana at the end was, he was the one that was shouting about it as such. So no, it was good to see, and obviously it's good to get your name out there against these boys, and yeah, you've been recognised across America now for putting the race to them on a stage. So yeah, it can't do any bad, I suppose.
No, like I've never Ken Blogs like sharing your content. Like it's taking it to a whole new level there too, as well, isn't it? So
yeah, I get tagged with Travis Pastrana and Ken Block on the same day, so I don't think I'll come too often.
Yes, nice colour in your cap, that one definitely.
Yeah. I screenshotted it, don't worry.
It's a framed up and going to go up in the wall. And William, like, what positives would you take away from last weekend then too? Do you feel that helped you to develop as a driver already?
Yeah, definitely. I think that, the speed that we were driving at the weekend was probably quicker than the speed I've ever driven at before. Despite it, it obviously wasn't at the top of the timing sheets against the other JWRC guys, but I think just with more, more experience like that, it'll come. I think, towards the end of the rally, we were able to show a bit more of our pace, and we definitely built on it throughout the rally. So I think it's just being able to drive at that speed from the first day and try to, keep it more controlled and not feel like it's forced. But yeah, I think it's just going to be a year of learning really, and trying to improve as quickly as possible and just build the speed.
Like we seen there on the last stage, whenever the pressure was on you, can't think of the Finnish guy was breathing down your neck. You had to go, throw all at it on that last stage, and you done it too. Like you were like less than a couple of seconds shy of fastest outright time in the junior class. So it shows the pace is definitely there.
Yeah, I think it was 1 second or something that Sammy was behind us going into the last stage. So yeah, that's it's always nice to finish a rally, on a positive note, and definitely that gave us a bit of confidence and shows that it is possible. It just as I say, it's trying to drive at that speed for the full 3 days and not try and force it all the time. And like John said, you need to pick your battles. Pick what stage you think it's worth having a push on, and what one it's just worth trying to set a decent time and get through with no issues. But yeah, that definitely, the power stage was a positive, showed that we can do it and we have the pace, but we just need to work on trying to get that pace to show through in the first day. But it's difficult whenever you're traveling to Portugal's the next round. It's going to be another new experience, but yeah, trying not to get frustrated on maybe the first day of the rally if the times aren't where you want them, but just trying to quickly build on that.
And the seat time is invaluable. There was no point of going out and trying to be a hero in the first stage or whatever, and ending up on your roof or whatever. Getting the 3 days in the car is vital.
Yeah, that was the aim before we got there, was definitely to finish the rally and try and get as much experience as possible. So, but it was so tricky out there. No matter what speed I think you were going at, you could have made a mistake on any of the stages, and it could have been over very easy. So I think we definitely had a few moments that it could have ended early, but yeah, that was definitely the aim. Try to get to the finish of the rally, gain as much experience as we could, and try and not make it make any issues of it.
Yeah. And that PR machine that's around the JWRC is fantastic. The content's uploaded, nearly as soon as you're finished in the stages, the times is coming up for us viewing back home. The one you overshot, coming through the Red Bull Arch, and you come back with always going in for a Mickey D or Mickey D's, like it's brilliant. All them, it's making rally more accessible.
Yeah, I think every corner that I overshot on, I think there was a cameraman there. I think he was doing that on purpose. Yeah, it's nice to be able to, with social media nowadays, you're able to share things, instantaneously. So it's nice to be able to do that, and especially at the minute, whenever there's not a lot of rallying going on in Ireland, that everybody's sort of sitting at home and watching everything on their phone. But yeah, it's good to share it and get it out there and let everybody know how we're getting on. And
good for your sponsors as well. Obviously, their names getting seen then as well too. So
for sure, there was a lot of exposure over the weekend and with the World Championships. So yeah, a lot of people engaged, and it was nice to see that, and I really appreciate all the support.
Excellent. And then John, we're talking about that level of promotion and all. Like that's great for you to be able to go back to your sponsors as well. Like they know the gaming side of it, but to see the actual real life side of it, they must have got a good bounce out of it as well.
Yeah, they've been buzzing all weekend, to be fair, during the rally, and it was great to see how invested they were in posting on social media during the rally as well. So yeah, they've been all over it, and they seem really, really happy with everything. All of our sponsors and partners, and obviously Codemasters being the main one. Yeah, I mean, I've been really impressed with how involved they've been. So seems like they're really enjoying it, and obviously they result helped. That's obviously what probably not what they expected, to be honest. There was no big pressure on me, but to bring a victory back was brilliant, and something everyone was really proud to be part of. So yeah, we just got to keep it up now, and try to keep the ball rolling, and have a good performance on and off the stage on the next rally.
And I suppose we should give a big shout out now to Adam Hall, who's looking after your PR there at the weekend. I think Adam lived every second on the stages with you as well.
Yeah, no, Adam done a top job as well.
Uh-huh.
It's the first time I ever had someone doing my social media during a rally, and it was fantastic just to not have to worry about it and give it to someone that can do a proper job of it. And it was really engaging and good to keep everyone updated.
And he'd done it in a good humoured way as well too, you know.
No better man for the job.
That's for sure. And Josh, you didn't get much chance to enjoy your champagne Sunday evening. You're off to Portugal now this weekend.
So we're on a plane on Monday morning. Portugal. I'm in Lisbon at the minute, so it's going to be a busy week. Obviously, it's been tight to get things in place for this rally, but it's came off okay. There's a lot of people involved in making it happen, obviously through the Motorsport and Rally Academy, and PCRS. So it's going to be a busy week, but that's why we love it. And with recce starting on Thursday and rally starting on Friday afternoon, so it's gonna be all go.
Yeah, and will you get a test in the car beforehand, or last weekend was your test?
You could say last weekend was the test. No, there is a shakedown on Friday morning, so it'll be good to get that. And obviously Noel Sullivan's sitting this weekend. Keaton's unavailable, so it's good to try someone else and see what someone else can bring and can learn from.
Brilliant, yeah. And like this weekend, have you been focusing that at all, or is it just now this week you're getting your head into this?
Yeah, I think I spent most of a plane journey looking at this rally. We didn't have much time to prep for it. We were in the middle of Olympus whenever we really knew about this rally. So it's quite a compact route. It's similar stages to WRC Portugal, and actually uses a stage of WRC Portugal. So it's going to be a good experience going forward.
Yeah, and a good strong field there as well too. So at least you'll kind of see where your pace is at as well too. So that's good. Yeah,
there's a lot of benchmarks there. Obviously with OC Viby and a Hyundai, another junior driver as well. And I just seen that Chris Ingram's going as well. So no, there's definitely a lot of strong drivers, and then you have the locals at every rally of a national championship as well. Yes. So I don't think we'll be stuck for competition on this one.
That's for sure. William, you're looking forward then to Portugal now, the next round of the WRC juniors. What's your hopes ahead of it?
Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, it's trying not to, as I said earlier, not to get frustrated. We got to go, and it's got to be to get to the end of the rally, because, like you said, there's no point putting on a roof on the first day. So it's definitely get to the end of this one. Try and build the speed. It'd be nice, to get to the sort of pace that we were at on Sunday. So try to build that as quickly as possible. And I think Portugal is difficult because it's quite sandy, but then I think after the top cars have been through it gets quite rough quite quickly. So maybe trying to stay out of bother and punctures and that sort of thing would be ideal as well. So we'll start prepping now and try and do as much work before the rally as possible. I think just staying out of bother, trying to get build the pace throughout the weekend and see what's possible.
And there's just is that something that you find has been a big change for you coming from Irish tarmac and even the BRC, is how much these guys ahead are cutting, and how much like Chris Meek used to talk about pollution that was being dragged out onto the stage? Is that a big factor in comparison to the roads you recce'd?
Yeah, I mean, before the first pass of recce, we were quite early on the road, and there hadn't been that many cars through the stage before we had got there. But even at that stage, the road was a mess. Anywhere where there's a cut available, these guys take it. They just use every inch of the road. So yeah, even on the recce, it was clear to see that the rally was going to be tricky in terms of cuts and mud being dragged out onto the road. So yeah, it is tricky, but it's the same for everybody. You just have to deal with it and try and pick as much of it up as you can on the recce, so it's not a surprise for you. But yeah, it's okay whenever you can see it, and there's usually a line, and you have to take the cuts to. If you don't, you're going to get washed out in the exit of the corner. So
it's all marbly out there. It'll put you in the hedge then, really. So.
Yeah, definitely. So you just have to go with the flow. Try and pick as much of it as you can up on the recce. But yeah, it's just another added challenge. But yeah, like John said, the rally was just tricky, but seriously enjoyable. And the fans out there, they're so enthusiastic about rallying. Literally anyone that we drove past was either videoing you or waving you on. So. Yeah, it was a long week, but I think we're all running on adrenaline by the end of it.
Yes.
Which was nice to see.
Yes, brilliant. And John, your thoughts ahead of Portugal then? As more of the same, I suppose.
Yeah, I think probably similar approach. Just see how we're getting on the first shakedown, and then the first day, just see where we're at and try to pick our battles from there. Really. There's some very quick drivers in this championship. So yeah, we just need to see where we're at and try and get as far up the leaderboard as we can, and just get as many points as we can too. Because that's what it's all about in these championships. Is you go as fast as what you can, but also you need to finish to get the points. But at the same time, you're rewarded for your speed no matter what with the stage win points. So I could probably do with getting a bit faster in terms of stage wins over the course of the year. So I'll be looking at that too. But yeah, we'll have to see. There's a lot of good loose surface drivers in the championship, so it will be a big challenge, and I'm going to have to keep working hard if I want to, to put it up to them.
And you're saying there, is it a point per stage one? Is that the way it works then? And then the per stage, is that the same as the overall guys? No,
we don't have power stage points, which William's probably raging about. But yeah, we have a totally different system where every stage winner gets a championship point. So they really do rack up whenever you've got 20 something stages in an event. So yeah, it's something that's on my mind, is that could do with winning a few more stages, but at the same time it's better than going off the road, just trying to do a good consistent rally. So yeah, we'll just see how it goes and just try and be as smart as we can, and then keep thinking about the end goal.
Well, yeah, I suppose Sunday morning you want to go out, you need it to be quick, but there was no point in being fastest and being on the ragged edge.
Yeah,
it was that kind of fine line, isn't there, between being fastest and taking chances, really, I suppose.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, I could have taken way more chances, but you have to be careful in areas too, to try and avoid getting punctures and damaging the car, because it is pretty rough too. Like if you stick these cars down into some of the cuts the WRC cars are taking, you're bouncing off the sump yard and probably the back axle too by the time you get out of the cut. So yeah, it's rough on the little cars, but they seem to be able to take it. But yeah, it's a big challenge for sure.
And Josh, you're saying you're going to treat this weekend again, you want to go up as high as you can, give it your best shot, and just, I suppose, judge and see where your pace is at and take it from there.
Yeah, I think that's probably our main goal this weekend. Obviously it's going to be a different type of surface than what we're well used to. It's probably a more sand-based surface than a gravel. I've never experienced Portugal before, so yeah, it's going to be a good experience to learn that there. But yeah, we still have to have a good pace and see what we can do. There's no point going to these rallies and just getting to the finish. You have to show some sort of performance. So yeah, it's trying to find that balance and get a good result.
Excellent. Well, lads, as I say, I just wanted to get you together and say, like, from the likes of myself sitting watching this over the weekend, phenomenal. You know, just watching them stage times coming in. I know I'm proud to see what you've done, and I think the whole country was behind you there at the weekend. So delighted you could take the time to join me, and as I say, keep it up.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thanks very much, Kevin. It's great to have your support.
Oh, no bother. No, as I say, that was great to watch now. So hopefully then say we'll catch up with you later in the year and see how you're all getting on then. All right,
Thank you.
Take
Cheers.
care.
See you
Catch
later.
up with you soon now. That was Josh McErlean, William Creighton, and Jon Armstrong, along with myself, Kevin Dunning, talking rallying. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you could please like and share it across all social media platforms. And if you're listening to Apple Podcasts, if you could share it, it would be gratefully appreciated. Until the next time, take care, speak soon, and bye.